Lotto family, it's me, Will, coming to you live. I'm going to do, I guess, what's called a quick workout to show you guys how to use RBTL in consecutive draws. I know a couple of people have been asking, so I'm going to just get right into it. So we're going to start with Georgia. So RBTL, I'm pretty sure I talked about RBTL before, but I'm just gonna communicate again. RBTL is read between the lines. That's what it stands for. RBTL is how I got my first $8,000 win. I spent a little money. You guys probably heard me say that before. I spent a little money, but I think it was worth it. I spent $800 and I pulled out. It was roughly $8,000. The hard part was printing out all the bet slips. If you can imagine 800 numbers, I had to fill in with by hand. It just took a long time. So I knew I had to come up with something to stop that craziness. And also, 800 numbers just seemed to be too many numbers to play anyway. So I had to reduce that down. Here, but let me get into it. So this is how you would normally do this. So let's pretend, like I don't know what Saturday's draw was. I'm going to show you how to do this. Let's pretend I don't know what Saturday's draw was, and I have all the data up from the 1st to the 22nd. Again, I don't have all the data up from till I have all the data from the 1st to the 22nd, and I'm doing cash for Georgia. So all the data is present. So I'm going to do a quick count, and it's going to show you something really powerful, right? So I'm looking at this is all of the current month. So this is going to be July 2022. This is all the current month. That's not the important part. The important part is these guys right here, these guys with the highest count, because they're telling you something. They're telling you that these, of all the draws that have happened in pick four, this month profile, for example, 2011 June, has the most hits within out of this current month. Let me say that again. This is showing you by doing this sort high to low, it's showing you that 2011-06 has the highest hit count of all the month profiles. You see here, 2020-10 has 18, 2005 August has 17. You see what I'm doing here. For those who have the tool, even the basic tool, you could do this. So let me get into it. Let me show you how you find the next win. So this is RBTL, but RBTL has a really cool cousin called consecutive draws. So if I go over to consecutive draws, right, I'm essentially going to be looking for, well, let me do one thing. Let me do one thing to show you this is also important. So I'm looking at the entire history of July 2020, but what I want to pay special attention to are the doubles or the pairs that are coming out for this particular profile. So what you're seeing here, I just switched the algorithm to trend 10. What you're seeing here are the top pairs for this month of July 2022. I think you can see what that means over here. Basically is communicating out of the entire month, the pair of 34 has come 11 times. The pair of 45 has come 10 times. The pair of 003 has come 10 times. And the pair of 46 has also come 10 times. So I'm going to use that. I'm going to use the top four pairs and I'm going to write it down. It's 34. You see it right here. It's 45, it's 0 3, and it's 46. These are important. Keep that in mind. Also, too, like I was saying before, this is going to be simplified in the RBTL 2.0 version. So you won't have to do this in the newer version. Anyway, let's get back to it. I'm going to go over to consecutive draws. Now, remember, we had 2011 was our base date. So I'm just going to type in 2011 and you'll see RBTL, not RBTL, but consecutive draw says, okay, these are all the hits that I found for 2011, right? For 2011. It's just going to list them all out here. And you see some information populated here. I'm just going to ignore that temporarily because we're focusing on nothing but the numbers that we want. So I'm going to highlight all of these for 2011, right? Well, why are you doing that? Well, we saw it. 2011 had one of the highest hit counts. And I'm going to show you that again. I'm going to go back over to RBTL to show you guys. 2011 had one of the highest hit counts. That's why we're choosing it. You see it? 2011 June had one of the highest hit counts. But here's what you probably didn't realize. Because 2011 June has a high hit count, what it also has are friends below it. That means in 2011 05, 2011 12, they also have a high hit count too. So if I were to just look at this month, this whole month, you'll see it. 2011 06 has 20, but look at 2011 2, 2011 5. These all have some pretty high hit counts, right? You see that? These all have some pretty high hit counts. So we're going to stay in line with 2011, and I'm going to show you how these numbers, the wins follow the next. You can get the next win by following up with the hit counts, by focusing on the hit counts. So let me put 2011 back in here. I'm going to select all of these to make sure I get every month that goes along with 2011. I'm going to clear this guy out here again, and I'm going to show you. Okay, so we cleared it out. So I'm going to include the entire month. Well, Will, what does that mean? That means every month in 2011, I'm going to choose it as an option, and I'm going to have a display here. And you see I have 547 numbers that result. But don't be afraid by that because we're going to pare that down. How are we going to do that? Well, we're going to first exclude past winners. What does that do? Well, it just reduced it. Not quite a whole lot. 491 is still a lot of numbers, but it did reduce it. And that's what we want because we don't want to, we don't, we know that the chances of some of these numbers repeating again are pretty slim. So we're going to exclude past winners. That makes sense. And what we're also going to do is put in those digits included that we talked about. So there was 46, there was 03, there was 34 and 45, I think we had something like that. Now look, we're down to 152 numbers, right? Keep in mind, we're down to 152 numbers, but most of the numbers that you see in here are going to be duplicates. So if we dedupe, you'll see we get it even lower, right? We're not going to exclude non-duplicates because we don't want to miss other numbers that might be in here singularly. But I just wanted to show you the winning number is in this list already. So I'm not sure how you folks, I'm not sure how some folks bet. I think you can bet a quarter or 50 cent. In the state of Florida, the minimum I could bet is 50 cent. And if you checked, you'll see for today, this was your winning number. And I think the other one is in here. So this was also your winning number. No magic, folks. This is just straight deduction using RBTL. Again, there's a newer version of RBTL coming out, RBTL 2.0, that's going to make this even easier for you. So that's Georgia. Let me go over to Florida and do the same thing to show you just how simple this is. I'm going to switch this over to Georgia. But before I do it, I'm going to show you your win here for Georgia to show you I'm not joking. You see the 6466? That was your winning number. And you see the 9032. That was also your winning number. So out of 93 numbers, if you had played exactly, well, this would have been 6-4. This would have been some sort of triple. So I know that wouldn't have cost. Like if you were to do this as a combo, I think this would have cost maybe $6 to win $5,000. I would take it. This one 9032 to get that to combo. I think it would have cost, like if you were to play the whole list, I think it would have cost something like one, maybe one. Don't quote me on this. You might have to do the math yourself, but the bottom line is, there's different structures. We reduced it down to 93 numbers. We could have reduced it even more. And let me clear this out just to show you guys again. Um, put in 2011. I'm going to go back over to Florida to show you that the winning number was already in here. I just want to make sure you guys had a good example of RBTL and how it works and why it's so powerful. There's 2011 again. We select all the months, and what do we say? It was 4603. It was 34 and 45 or something like that. We excluded past winners and we deduped it. Get this out of here. We don't need that. Get this out of here. We don't need that. You see, we had 93 numbers. We could have reduced this even more, family, because what are the chances that these numbers are going to come in? You see these really low numbers here? Yeah, what are the chances that these low numbers? So we could have said, hey, just give me everything from 11 through, I don't know, something like 30. And you see the list is even smaller, but you still see there's the winning number and there's the winning number too. So that's Georgia. You're already ahead financially using that. Let me show you Florida, my favorite state. So I'm going to do the same thing with Florida. I'm going to put it on pick four, show you guys the same thing. You can do the same thing in your state too. I'm going to first go to RBTL and show you the same thing. Okay, so this is the data for Florida, right? And I'm just going to do a count, right? And RBTL is telling me, okay, which one has the highest hit rate? Well, it looks right here, this 2016 does, so I'm just going to go with that. I could probably use this 2018 one too, but I'm just going to stay within what I talked about earlier. So I'm going to switch it over first and figure out what is the highest pair count. Right, I'm just going to go over here, and you have to do the pairs because that's going to be the most important thing. So for Florida, the highest pair count is 03, I think was one, and then 04 was another one, and then I think we had 56 was another one, and then 89, something like that. So 895604 and 34, something like that. I mean, not something like that, but that 030456 and 89. So we're gonna just go with that. Okay, family, I'm back. So I'm over in Florida now, and I'm setting this up. Again, I'm assuming what we're going to do is assume that it's 7-1 through the 22nd. We're doing RBTL. So we saw in RBTL 2016 had a high hit rate. So we're using that year and we're selecting everything. So we're clicking on this and we're getting everything that's in 2016, all the months that are in 2016 that had a high hit count. And then we cleared out the auto and we put in the top pairs for 2016, which were 89, 03, 04, and 56. We excluded some times drawn and we just said, hey, we believe that the winning number is going to be in this profile here too. And I don't know if you could probably see it, but let me try something else. Exclude past winners. Yeah, this exclude past winners. If all this does is exclude anything that doesn't have a duplicate, and you see we got the list down even smaller, but we're not going to do that. We're just going to leave it like this. And if you'll see, this is your winning number here, just like that. And I'm going to show you something else because we could have done this a couple of different ways, family. We could have said something like this. Um, here's another thing. Again, this is why the RBTL 2.0 is going to be really cool. So we saw like as a total for trend 10, right? I'm just going to put it back here to show you guys again. We saw for total pairs for trend 10, the top pairs were 0, 3, 0, 4, 5, 6, and 8, 9. These are the top pairs here. But we also see we had a top pair of 08 too. So I could have used that, in my list. And had I done that, I'm just going to put that in here. Uh, let's see. Go back to consecutive draws and put in 2016. You guys know why I'm doing that. Selecting everything. Clearing this out for a minute. I think I need to turn this auto off. And it was 0, 3, it was 0, 4, it was 5, 6, and it was 8, 9. And we also saw that there was a 8, 0 in there too. Select everything, exclude past winners, dedupe. Okay, so we got 111, but we also got our winners in here. And yeah, we also got our winners in here. Here's your winner. There's your winner. And here's your winner. And if I select your 1 through 23, you'll see what I'm talking about. You see the 4897, you see the 8850. Family, it is I know that seemed like it was a little bit challenging, but if you have this tool, you'll understand that RBTL finds the next winning numbers within your list of numbers if they already have a year profile that has a high hit count. Hope you guys understand that. Let me know if you have questions. You can ping me on YouTube. Peace.